because it was off. Apologies for that. Um, let's get into it. I'm literally editing a podcast, which is why I've got my headphones on. I don't need them. I'm going to take them off because reasons. And step 13, let's get into it. So, a full house is 3 of one number and 2 of another. The text full house function that accepts a single argument. Well, the text full house function should check if these are both 3 of one and 2 of another. If so, it should update the third radio button. If not, okay. Okay, cool. Cool. So let's create our function. So tick. So it's an array. Now, actually, and I haven't read this yet, but I heard a quote from, I think it's Solid Principles, coding principles, or something along those lines, that effectively, emphasize the need to write reusable code. Now, this isn't directly reusable. However, because I've already got a function that checks this to some extent. Get highest duplicates. I'm going to kind of see what I can do here. Alright. So I'm going to see what I can do with this. Because I think it's going to be similar functionality that I'm trying to implement here. So this will just be as a starting block, so I'm not starting from scratch. So for constant num of, what did I do there? For each number in the array, and the array will be the dice values array, if counts num exists, then counts num plus plus, else counts num is equal to 1. I then define the highest count, and for constant number, const count is equal to count, so that number, if counts is greater than 3, and count is greater than the highest count is equal to the count is greater than 4, and count is okay. Okay, maybe I can't use it directly. Yeah, maybe I can't use it directly. Okay, so I at this point should have counts is equal to 3 of 4 and 2 of 1. I want to iterate over the counts object there. So how do we're gonna go to our good old friend Claude. There's no preference here. Claude is just one that I've liked the interface of. That's literally it. But I think AI is a really powerful tool that we should be using. Like the question I decided to go and ask a senior, a senior dev, or I'd have to look it up in a book. I can just go to AI and say, how can I iterate over the contents of an object to check for a given value. So again, my prompt doesn't have to be perfect because you can always iterate, but it will always give some idea as to where I can go. So given value, you can use a few different approaches. Use object.values, const search value 2. Okay. Okay, so I can use this. I already like this. So I am checking I'm going to use this. So I have an object, key value pairs, and I've got a search value. If object.values includes the search value, then I can do something with it. So this isn't important, but it is important. But what I can actually then do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2. So if it includes a 3 and it includes a 2. I'm looking over here because my stream stuff is here, but you guys are here. So if it includes a 3 and it includes a 2, I'll include those 2. So I'm going to copy this and write it, comment it out. So at this point, I've populated my counts with the number of occurrences of each element, right? I don't need this functionality. So I can keep that, and I'm going to, just for a visual reference, copy it into here, and I'm going to say at this point I'm going to introduce const half house is equal to 3, const full house is equal to 2. Because if I've got 3 of one, I've only got 3 of a kind, which is nothing. If I've got a full house, I've got 3 and 2, and you see why I'm doing it like that in a second. So I have my object, which is counts. So I'm going to say here if and then we're going to do something in a second, but if object dot values of counts that includes a half house and same thing again. Includes full house. Then Bob's your uncle. So this should be a sufficient test for it. And then what do I want to do? Then I want to update the third radio button and display a score of 25. Now that's going to be using my update radio options function, because that takes the index and the score. So then I'm going to call that, and my index for full house would be 3, which would therefore be 2, because the index will start at 0. So I'm going to say update radio option 2 to 25. If not, I should update the last radio button. Let's go 0, the correct attributes. What are the correct attributes? Let's just check. I think this is it. This is that's the house. And then when the dice are rolled, I want to protect full house. Pass it the dice values array. Okay, let's see. We're golden. Okay. I am happy with that. I'm also happy to go and get some sleep. So I'm gonna save this for tomorrow. It seems like it's this will be the last. This will be the last one. Yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. So keep turning up, guys, because I've got a podcast to edit. Yeah.